What's up? So, I want to talk about these electric scooters, how great they are, and I also want to tell you about one of my a memory I have about a scooter I used to have when I was a kid. Now, I used to have an off-road scooter, and I think I got into a really horrible accident with it. And when I got into this accident, I don't know why, but I thought my scooter was electric. And after this accident, there was no, I believe, either they took the battery out of it or maybe wires like this and the clutch you'd call it was possibly removed. Now that might sound crazy. That might sound crazy. That might sound insane. But I think it's very possible. Just because there's so much hidden things in this world, it's not very shocking that some kid would get a concussion, and then the parents would join some lawsuit, and next thing you know, everybody's going after these things, and every parent is saying, oh, they're bad, and next thing you know, all these losers who don't want to work are taking these innocent people to court, stating, this is dangerous, this is bad for kids, there's no warning on this thing. When they're the lazy fat losers who could have went outside with their kids and showed them how to ride the things properly, go slow, and be there for them every second. Not just show them, but actually be there for them. Until they're at least old enough to have a full developed memory. 8 years old. At very least, I would say. Then at least, let's say at a camp. And even then, I'd say you should at least wait until they're 13. They shouldn't be allowed outside at all until puberty. They shouldn't be allowed outside alone, until puberty. At any time they go outside, you should be by their side. So, assuming that this false memory, this distorted memory I had is real, and it's not actually distortion, assuming that's real, that's how my parents should have been instead. Instead of being inside all day smoking crack, watching their television like they probably were, they could have been watching me. I was a kid. One thing's for sure, whether these things existed when I was a kid or not. I'm told that these things never existed when I was a kid. If I ask anybody in my family, they'll tell me these things never existed. They're actually new. Electric scooters are new, especially ones that could go this fast. It's astonishing to think that they could even go 30 miles per hour. Anything that fast, even back then, was way too fast for our imaginations. Allegedly. That's what they claim. But one thing's for sure, whether that's fake or not, whether that's true or not, my parents let me out when I was 3 years old in a campground full of fucking strangers, possible child molesters. It's almost like he wanted me to get raped. He probably thinks it's funny to this day. If you ask anybody, any of my intermediate family, besides for my sister, I'm talking about my mom and my father, I should have just said that. If you ask either one of them, possibly other people in my family as well, but specifically them, for the sake of this video, we're going to talk about. You ask either one of them, they might just say it. They might think it's funny, like, "Oh yeah, my son could have gotten raped. We would have known." Like, they were literally just letting me run around outside like that, like it was nothing. They'll try to, and then if you try to judge them for it, they'll claim, "Oh, he was just running away." They always come up with these excuses to try to make me seem bad, like it's all my fault. When in reality, they're just fat fucking losers. They're horrible parents. They shouldn't have never been able to have They should have never been able to have kids. There should be a weight limit on kids. If you're even 40 pounds overweight, you shouldn't be allowed to have kids. Plain and simple. How would that work? I don't know. Maybe they'd have to pay some big fine or something. I don't know how it would work, but it should be done, I think. It should be done. Because these are drug addicts killing themselves. They are very unhealthy. They're disgusting. Obese people. I'm talking about all obese people. They are very disgusting, killing themselves. They're abusive mentally and emotionally to everyone, including themselves. And sometimes even physically they get abusive as well. It's very common, actually. But anyways, back on topic. These people, these adults in my intermediate family allowed me to wander around outside where there's bears and child molesters all the fucking time. Just let me go around wherever the fuck I wanted. We had these powerful electric scooters, and they're hiding it from me 100%. They're not telling me the truth. Why are they hiding it from me? Because they probably did join a lawsuit, class actions lawsuit against the scooters, and they probably did go against China. China just seems more and more innocent the more I research things. They want us to think China is so fucking evil. I don't know. Are they really evil? I don't know. Regardless whether they're evil or not, these companies are innocent. These companies are completely innocent. Completely innocent. There's nothing wrong with these scooters at all. At all. I don't care how fast they go. Doesn't change anything. It could go 10,000 miles per hour. It could break the speed of sound. Wouldn't scare me away. Wouldn't make me think they belong in camps. We got to sue them all. At all. But that's how obese people think. They think, well, how can I get one over on somebody? That's how drug addict obese people think, especially them. Drug addict obese people, heroin addicts, meth addicts, crack addicts. They're always thinking, how can I get one over on everybody? Any way, shape, or form. They'll do anything just to eat more of your resources away from you than you are eating yourself, or take up more of your resources. I use the terminology eat because they're all obese, and that's a common theme with every one of them. If you live with one of them, you'll find that out. They're going to eat more food than you no matter what. If you're buying the food, if they're buying the food, doesn't matter. There's going to be less food in the fridge because of them. When you run out, it's going to be because of them. When you're starving, it's going to be because of them. Because they couldn't eat a shared amount, a normal amount, a humanly amount. So, because we have these abusive psychos in this world who lie about everything, they destroy everything, they take all of our rights away, they lock every innocent human up for their own selfish desires so they could be fat losers. Now the rest of us will suffer. None of us can even buy these things anymore because they'll sue the company so bad that it'll go bankrupt. I mean, that's something that might have actually happened in the past. We don't know. Now, did it happen to me? That's debatable. I mean, that might sound far-fetched and crazy. I mean, like I said, for all I know, I might have just got a concussion from, I was maybe going down a hill and going as fast as I could, and maybe I hit a rock and I tripped over it, got a concussion, and then next thing you know, for some reason I'm seeing in the future, and I'm like, dude, this thing could be electric. I could go even faster, get even harder concussion. Why would my brain think that? I don't know. Do I really want to argue with somebody, though, who's going with that theory? No, I don't, because they're either evil, they're wrong, and they are hiding some huge shit from me, or they are just really, really stupid and hurt. And no matter what, arguing with these people isn't going to work. No matter what. Because they either know they're wrong or they don't know they're wrong, and arguing with them is just going to hurt them even more. Debating is all right, but it could get intense. Sometimes it's best just to throw out all the theories, and just say, hey, it could be anything. Sure, I might think it's this more than I think it's that, because I've done this deep, deep research, and I've done the deep thinking, and I've put common sense theories together, and the puzzle pieces fit. Things like, why did I remember being on an electric scooter if I never was actually on one? I think about these theories and I think, well, there's no way a little kid just theorized about something like that. There's no way a little kid just I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I just couldn't imagine a child, I guess you could say, inventing an invention that hasn't even been thought of yet in the future. I doubt that's what happened. I doubt I got a concussion, almost went completely brain dead from it, and then thought, you know what? I'm going to think of inventions that haven't even been thought of yet in the future because I'm such a genius now. I don't think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Albert Einstein didn't just start smashing his head into the wall and was like, oh, I could build fucking nuclear bombs and kill everyone. I'm pretty sure it didn't work like that. I'm pretty sure he was very upset about the enemies. He wanted to work very hard on protecting us all or defeating them all. One or the other. Or he was just really, really into it. It didn't just happen overnight from getting smashed in the head. Now that's something maybe these crack pandemic babies want us to believe. They want us to think that abuse actually raises a child good. They might actually think that's how they were that's how they were actually raised. They think that. They actually think they were raised like that. But if you ask their parents, if you ask my grandfather, my other grandfather, they'll both say, I never did that. I never touched them. It never happened. These people are crack addicts. These people grew up during the crack pandemic. These people had a silver spoon up their ass. They were privileged. These people got yelled at one time because they were wrong. They were bad. They had the cops called on them. They got locked up. Every single one of them have records. Every single one of them. They're all hiding it. They'll say, "Oh, I worked at a jail. I was a cook there." Bullshit. They were all living there. They weren't working there. They were living there. And that's why they claim their parents were so abusive. Their parents weren't abusive. Their parents were trying to save their fucking lives from slavery. Being slaves to some wetback. I would salute my parents after they did. If I found out I was sleepwalking every night to go smoke meth and my father saved my ass by getting me locked up, I'd be thankful. I'd be like, dude, fucking thank you so much. I fucking love you so much. I'd be like, I've been having dreams about going to Bag Square and these weirdo blackies giving me dirty looks and these psychopathic Arabs aren't friendly to me even though I might be their cousin. They all look sad for some reason. Who's controlling these guys, making them sell this shit? Is there some blue-eyed Jewish Nazi somewhere at the top of the pyramid? Is Hitler in some fucking house somewhere? Some regular building, taking photos of himself? You see him, you'd be like, that looks like a regular building. That doesn't look like a palace or a castle. Why is Hitler in a regular building? This looks like it could be in Utica. Is this guy still alive? If you really start asking yourself crazy shit, when you really start researching deep thoughts like this, and you start really researching shit like there's fluoride in the water, there's chemtrails in the sky, there's fucking GMO in your food, you really start questioning shit. You're like, when were the natives actually taken over? And when were they thrown in their religious boot camps? Do they even know? Do they even know? Or were they beaten, or were their parents beaten so bad and lied to so much that they don't even know themselves? It could have been recent. It could have been during World War II. We wouldn't know. How would we know? The only people that would know would be old blue eyes. I've seen it. The last old blue eye I saw was at Walmart. He looked like a Nazi. He had the blue eye. He looked German, but he was wearing all veteran gear. He had Vietnam veteran gear. So I don't even think he's old enough to know himself, but he might. He would be the only guy I would think would know. If anybody in this area would know, it would probably be him. He was so mean to me for some reason too. I swear he was walking slow in the self-checkout line. There was more than one checkout area available. I just walked around him. There was more than enough space. I was social distancing. The guy freaked out on me, started screaming at me. I said, listen, thank you for your service and all, but I'm just trying to go around you, sir. I'm not trying to cause issues. And he was freaking out on me. You could say that's just an elderly man. You could say whatever. I think it's because he's blue-eyed. I think that's just his people's the way they are. Regardless of the timestamp on history when it all happened, it happened. These people are evil, and they exist. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. I don't know what else to say. I'm just upset about all these scooter accidents I've been in. There's other scooter accidents I've been in, too. My mom let me outside once after I was complaining. She freaked out on me. She's like, fine, go outside. And she was watching her TV. She didn't want to watch me. So I went outside on a smaller scooter, one that was definitely not battery operated. It was one of those really tiny metal ones. And I went down a hill on it. A hill was outside of our house. I was maybe like 10 at the time. She thought it'd be okay to just let me outside like that. I went down the hill on the scooter. I hit a pole, almost killed myself. Anyways, I'm on the video here. I'm just so upset about all these scooters and all this bullshit. I'm ended here.